Hello there and a very warm welcome to another edition of Channels Beam. I'm Victor Matthias. This week on the program, we will be focusing on the just concluded Social Media Week. Social media has come to stay, and that's why in cities around the world, a week-long program is organized to gather experts from various sectors to speak on how the phenomenon has affected their roles in the society. Of course, the good and the bad aspects. But we will first take a look at the trending topics in the past week before we begin that conversation. A member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Babatunde Gbadamosi, has been released by the Department of State Services after the Free BOG Now hashtag flooded social media timelines. Gbadamosi, a fierce critic of Buhari, was arrested in February by the secret police after honoring their invitation. African movie and TV series stars gathered in Lagos for the AMVCA. The event was held at the Convention Center of the Eko Hotel and Suites on Saturday, and the movie 76 was the biggest winner at this year's Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Award. Well, now let's join our contributors to get a sense of what transpired at the Social Media Week.
I think it has come to stay. I think this is the 5th year or thereabout, and it has become an event for networking in the digital media space, meeting new people, learning new things. Talking about new digital media trends, even organizations and brands that really are not digital in nature are embracing the Social Media Week. I think starting from last year, there was a panel dedicated to governance. Last year we had the Senate President attend. This year a governor attended, and it's a place where voices of different form come together to talk about different things in our society. And I think it's a very wonderful platform, and it keeps getting bigger every time. And I think it was a wonderful experience. Although I didn't attend so many sessions this year, but the few I attended, I really enjoyed.
For us, those of us that attended the meeting with my team, sharing our experiences on what we do using social media, expanding our network. Core for us, was around what have we done using social media? What are things we want people to know that we've done? What are the things we are willing to share among ourselves? And over time, we have used social media, high-end and low-end technology to respond to some of our work we do individually and also collectively in terms of projects and in terms of pleasure. So it was an opportunity for us. We had the opportunity to pitch our ideas, what we're doing, how social media can transform lives, and how social media can move into changing attitudes and behaviors.
So Perkins just made mention of using the social media to transform lives. How can we do that, and what aspect can lives be transformed on social media?
First for us, it's around attitude. How that can happen is to work around the kinds of contents that we push out. We are very key about, when I say we, I'm talking about anyone around using social media to transform lives for social impacts. It's around telling the stories of transformation, telling the stories of possibilities around, okay, first, I want to grow my self-esteem. How do I do that? Is to expand my knowledge around, okay, what are the things I can do? What are the things I can't do? So if you follow the right network and also you are within the right community, do that by going through the content and also looking at where is my place within this content over time. You know, and how do we measure this and how do we capture such results? Is to look, engage in around to see, okay, what part of the content is changing the lives of people, what part of the content is transforming the views of people, and also is to amplify positive norms in social media, so that people will see the positive side of social media and not just part of what we see on a regular basis.
Since we got to know about it, you know, I think I was on this Hangout some times ago, and we're talking about how social media users have been using the platform to really enrich lives. You know, I think a recent example was the show. I don't know if I can mention the name of the show here, the Big Brother Nigeria. And then people were watching, and there were discrepancies on the show. Social media users, Twitter users especially, called out on the organizers of the show to take action. And before the end of the day, on whatever happened. And we've seen situation where people record a video and post it online, and then authorities take action. Social media has been able to raise funds for people who are in need. People have gotten jobs via social media. Now people don't have to submit their CVs everywhere. They just tweet, I'm a graduate of computer science, I have so and so skills, I'm looking for a job, my employer might be on your timeline. So social media is the new, I can't say the new cool, but it has come to stay. And there's this saying that what part of, there's this question people ask, what part of social media are you? Or what Twitter are you? Are you in positive Twitter, sports Twitter? People have gotten jobs, and then people are getting married via social media platforms. So it's a useful tool that should be used very well. And you know, events like the social media week is actually meet people that you haven't been interacting with online for years. You know, you come together, you meet yourselves, you know, physically, and then you take things, you know, up from there, maybe doing businesses together, working on projects together and all that. So it's a platform that has come to stay. And then it also depends on how you use it. So for me, I use it positively. I use it for so many things, and it's been a beautiful experience.
Well, like they say, every story has two sides. What are the negatives one can encounter while using the social media?
One of it is around, I would say, I will speak from where I work, the kind of things that to excuse attitudes towards women and gays, talking them down, attitudes like not saying good in a woman, you know, attitudes like justifying issues around violence. I mean, we just saw something that happened less than 48 hours. You know, someone exhibiting an uncalled behavior on live TV. You know, social media users came on board to say, no, this cannot go unpunished. You know, by that, I know quite a lot of people spoke against it. Some people were trying to justify it also using our social media platforms. But from my point of view, you could find out that those speaking against was higher. So that's the things we want to. Those are the kind of things we want to see, where people come together to say what is wrong. And also, we saw not recently around someone who disabled guy in Anambra State who played a very key role in that. You know, to raise awareness on such things, and also to say that in our society of today, you can't do anything and go, even though we don't have the power to arrest, even though we don't have the power any law court, but we must, as a matter of fact, as citizens, raise our voice, to let people know that this thing is wrong.
I was saying that where there is no law, the people perish. And I think the negative is just like the physical world where people misbehave, and I mean, when someone misbehaves, there's consequences for there are consequences for misbehavior. So social media space is not, we're not virtual people, we're people who use the virtual platform. So there is room for misbehavior, for negative things to happen. Like Perkins just said, and I said earlier about the show where someone was evicted. There were people who were for and who were against the act, and then so it's just like that. People misuse the people who misuse the platforms, the people who bully. So just like we have bullies everywhere, we have cyber bullies. There are people who are there to suppress other people's opinions, and there are people who that if they don't agree with what you're saying, they're going to do all things to bring you down or blackmail you. So as it is and as it should be, the platform is an avenue to educate people.
All right, Olamide, you were a panelist at one of the events. What was it all about?
Okay, I had a panel. The panel was on the digital media as frontier for, and the past few years I've been working around, on the online work platform, training youths on social media skills, and it was very engaging because the future of work is actually online. You really don't have to be in the four walls of an office to be able to work. So it's just like me presently. I am not currently in paid employment, but I'm working from home. I can work from anywhere from my phone, and that's the future of work. And the panel was to educate people and inform them that there are platforms. Yes, the rate of unemployment in Nigeria is so high right now. I don't have the exact statistics, but with the right skills, you can make a living, no matter how small, no matter how average, no matter how big. So that was what the platform, the panel was all about. And then it's not enough to say that you went to school and then you read computer science. I read computer science in school. I didn't have access to the computers. I had to train myself, after school to learn new skills. And those skills that I learned are what I'm using to work right now. So that's what the platform is about, and it was a wonderful platform.
And Perkins, you had to stand and even organize an event. What was the focus on, and what was even the outcome of that event?
One of the biggest highlights for us, on our session is creating more seats at the table for women using social media and technology. For us, it's not enough to say, okay, we have X amount of women, in our companies. Going forward for us is, what are they doing to take some decisions, or they are willing to take some of those decisions by themselves. And also they themselves, as women and girls, they're creating more space for other women within the organization. Or you see some progress within the company, you can trace it back to those women, those women's decision taken in the company. So we could see the role of social media and technology in that. And luckily, we had someone from Andela, Taiwo, who took us through what they are doing with Bella Nigeria. And it was very fascinating for us because the moment you start creating space for more female developers, you begin to see more responding to some issues around women. Take, for instance, you have a co-working lab in Lagos or in anywhere in the country. People are designing software or whatever it is to respond to issues around, and issues around violence. Are we going to have more funding for such solutions as compared to other? Not because the women are developing such solutions and all of that, but because those solutions are responding to societal needs. So the discussion going forward, like what I told them at the events, was let us have a women only hackathon where the solutions are women driven. You understand? So we dedicate specific funding to that.
All right, guys, thanks for coming on the program and sharing your thoughts. But that's where we have to leave the conversation on this part of the program. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.